What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Yanks of the Cop. We are here for the post-match reactions to the third round FA Cup victory, 4-1 victory over the U23 team for Aston Villa. I'm your host, Steve, as always, joined by my brother, Scans. Wahomie will be joining us in just 1 minute. He's running a little bit late, having some technical issues. But we wanted to kick it off, get it going. For everyone who's watching it, we really appreciate you guys. Put your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to interact with you guys and talk about your comments. And if you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And you guys, subscribing allows us to get bigger guests. So we really appreciate it. But otherwise, let's go ahead and get right into it with our opening statements. So, Andrew, I'll let you start this one off. I started pretty hot last time. So
really hot. You started really hot last time, which I loved. It was great. No, I think that this was a really shitty game for the first 60 minutes. It's just, again, it just comes down to Liverpool not being able to put a full team performance in for 90 minutes. It's the first 60. It's a tale of two halves again. We had to make a change. We had to bring on Thiago Alcantara, which I think was planned, actually. I think Henderson was only going to get about 45 minutes. I'm very surprised that Gini went the whole 40 or the whole 90. But once Thiago came in, everything changed because our midfield is much too stoic in there. They're much too comfortable. They're much too relaxed. They are so predictable. And then Thiago comes in. He's playing balls over the top very cheekily. He's playing balls right into the middle. He's doing no-look passes. This is what we need to break down a low block. And I'm really disappointed that we needed him in this type of game against U23s and kids. But I'm glad I got to see him play. I'm always glad to see Thiago play.
Yeah, I was gonna go in pretty hard on the on how we started the game again, because once again, I know we scored early, but again, just like West Brom, took our foot off the gas again, allowed them to get back into the game. And yeah, the first 60 minutes of that game, like, props to that U23 team. They played all the way through. They played as hard as they could. But really, my opening statements is about, again, those first 60 minutes, but more importantly, how bad the midfield was once again before Thiago came on. Another game where they offered us absolutely nothing going forwards. They were okay defensively, if you want to say that, but there's just zero creativity. And honestly, I'm getting very frustrated. Obviously, when Thiago came in, he did change the game. It looked a lot better once he came in and created a lot more.
And Shaqiri.
I was literally just about to say, but I also think Shaqiri had a massive, massive role in this team in the performance today. So very frustrated. Looks like we're going to be getting Wahomie back in here shortly. But yeah, I know we won.
Yeah, Magical Mo's saying that he thinks Shaqiri should start against United. I mean, would you agree with that? Do you think Shaqiri should start?
If not start, definitely play significant minutes. I think today we saw really the best of the best when it came to the 4-2-3-1. Obviously, again, playing lower level competition. But I thought with the moment he and Bobby Firmino came in the game, all of a sudden that's when we scored all those goals back to back to back. So yeah, I would definitely give him a shot. He brings us something different. He gives us another layer of creativity that we were lacking. I mean, look at that connection that he had. I think it was from Thiago to Shaqiri to Salah for his goal. It was beautiful, and we hadn't had that at all going, kind of leading up to this game. So yeah, absolutely, I would definitely run the 4-2-3-1. I think that would be a great idea. But welcome in, Wahomie. We just finished our opening statements. If you wanted to go ahead and get your thoughts out there.
Yeah, I think it's a tale of two halves. Feel great to Villa lads. I thought they were really, really good. I thought Villa's keep was really good. I thought Villa played really well overall. So, a bunch of kids. But I think it's a tale of two halves. Shocking first half for Liverpool. Absolutely, again, devoid of any creativity, desire, passion. And it was only to the second half for me when Thiago came on. He changed the whole game. But best player on the pitch. So without him, he's involved in all those goals. So without him, that game's more harder than it is in the second half. So I think I just want to see more of, I came away from that game thinking I just want to see more of Thiago. That's it. He's the our season rests on this guy's shoulders. It's like that. If he keeps stay fit, stay sharp, we're going to go far, even without a centre back issue.
Chris coming in with a bang.
Oh, Chris Welch, we love you.
Know it.
Always here to provide a good joke. We appreciate you.
Technical difficulties, yeah.
Yeah, but I know we talked a little bit about Shaqiri. I want to talk about him more in a little bit. But overall, what did you guys think of the lineup choice, especially with starting Fabinho at center back and that midfield choice? I don't think any of us really predicted that midfield three.
I don't think it works. When we're playing low block, I don't understand why you play that midfield. It never works. It's always too slow, pedestrian, and it doesn't work. So I don't understand why we always play that midfield. Because what I was getting tired of, the fact that, you know, it was the same patterns as always. Like, we get the ball wide and we're doing overhit crosses, underhit crosses to the box. That's all that was the whole game plan. And it was just frustrating because, you know, after we scored that first goal, where, you know, good ball by Curtis Jones, Villa knew what we were doing, and then they started like piling up in the mid of the box to make sure those crosses didn't mean anything. So we had to either overhit it, underhit, and then just cleared it away. So I think for me, like, I think that midfield's great if you're playing like an attacking team. It's all against Spurs, Wolves. It's great against those teams because there can be space. But against low block, I never want to see it again, that midfield against low block, because I don't think it works. Unless you're going to change it and tell Jones or Ginny just get in the box, that's it. We're going to have two sit in, your Jaws just get in the box, score goals. Fair enough. But we don't do that. We end up playing the exact same formation where they are all dropping deep and trying to keep possession. I don't think it works.
Yeah, in terms of the lineup, I was very surprised to see a few guys. I was very surprised to see Wijnaldum. I didn't think that he was going to go a full 90. I can't believe that he went a full 90. It's fine because we have another week off, but still, I was very surprised to see him start. I was very surprised to see Henderson start. And I was also very surprised to see Fabinho. I think we're very fortunate that he did start, because if he didn't, we probably would have had much more problems in the back. I mean, Reece Williams, I hope he'll be a good player someday, but he has no wheels at all. He doesn't get on the bike at all. He got turned by Louis Barry or whatever the hell his name is for a decent goal. But if you're Klopp, why are you utilizing a high line with Reece Williams in the team? That should never happen. He can never recover from that. I mean, I know that we were too flat in our defensive shape on that goal, but still, I mean, Fabinho is not the fastest guy either. I don't understand why we're playing a high line whenever Reece Williams is on the pitch. But I was happy to see Salah. Good that he got his goal. Hopefully that'll add to his confidence. Although we were playing 23-year-olds, Mane got 2. Good to see that. But yeah.
Did you guys see the bits in the first half where Salah's getting pushed to the ball by kids?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. You get pushed over.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, am I really seeing this? That Salah's been out-muscled by some 19 or 18-year-old kid.
Yeah. What about this from Magical Mo? He said, if Genie leaves us, do you think that we need his replacement or a creative midfielder? I know we covered this a little bit last episode, but what do you guys think?
I think creative midfielder. I said it again. Today showed it again. The difference between you bringing on Shaqiri and Thiago and how their creativity changed the game. So for me, I think like the summer, we've got to create midfield, or go get a midfielder that's going to get in the box to score goals, can make those deep runs. Otherwise, I think we're going to continue to struggle with low blocks because we need that extra midfielder. See, Charles is back on it.
Yeah, I think Charles just copy and pasted his post from yesterday. But apparently, Spurs are winning the quadruple this season under Mourinho.
We'll see, but no, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'd probably agree. I mean, especially because when you think about it, Fabinho is probably not going to be playing center back much at all next season. So that's another guy that we'll have playing the 6th role. So then you think about, probably the starting lineup would be Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho as a midfield 3. But yeah, I completely agree because Naby Keita is completely unreliable, even though he's perfect against the low block. And I'm not getting into that rant again. But yeah, if we could have another creative midfielder to fill that role, I think that'd be perfect. I think that's ultimately what we need. Even if Genie goes, you then have Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho who can all play the 6. So I think you're okay there. What you're really missing is more guys who can create offense going forward. So yeah, I 100% agree. I think it would definitely have to be a creative midfielder.
Mohamed, what do you think?
He said
I said yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
I think the same. I'm just curious who we would sign to replace Gini Wijnaldum, his exact role. I mean, I know he said Aouar yesterday, but he seems to be more of a creative midfielder, no?
Yeah, but no, I said a while because I don't want life like Ginny. I said Jones molded into Ginny, and we get
I think Klopp's system requires a Genie-like player.
But I'm saying we changed the system. I'm changed the system because we've been found out this year. All we do is now in games is crossing the floor, crossing the flanks. We don't play for the middle anymore. Even when Thiago came on against Southampton, we didn't once try to play for the middle. It was just Thiago getting wide and passing the ball wide. Well, you want to see Thiago play for the middle, use him to open up. We did that today. He was doing balls in the middle, open up the game. So I'm saying I don't want a like for like Gini replacement. I want us to change the style. And actually, I'm not saying cut off playing for the flanks, but I'm saying play for more for the middle and using the flanks as well. So that's what I'm saying.
I don't want utilize like a 4-2-3-1 formation.
Not even that. I mean, you can still play a 4-3-3, but I'm not saying when I'm saying that someone who's attacking, I'm also meaning someone that's good defensively. Like good attack and defense. And Aouar has very good defensive stats. But even if you don't get him, there are other players out there who are good in attack and defense you can get playing that role.
Yeah, I keep hearing about Renato Sanchez, but I just don't. I saw him when he played at Swansea. I saw when he played at Munich. He just, on paper, I think he fits the bill, but the eye test, I'm not too sure. I just don't. I'm not sure if he's the guy to come in and take over that position.
I'm not a fan of him either, but I do think like I said, there are other players who can do it. It's kind of like a box-to-box play. You just need someone that's box-to-box. And there are good ones out there that we can get that can come in and play the system. So you would still be solid defensively, but we just play a lot more through the middle. I think that's the evolution we need to go to, where rather than always just doing what we normally do, because that's what people are figuring out now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we should allow Naby Keita a little more freedom. When Coutinho was in the squad, we still played a 4-3-3, but he oftentimes had that freedom to he didn't really have to run back on defense very often. If we gave Naby Keita some of that freedom, maybe that wouldn't be as demanding on his body. Maybe it would allow him to break into that Bundesliga Naby that we saw when we first signed him, but I don't know. Maybe that's part of it because
Magical Mo says about Ruben Neves.
What's
Good
that?
shout. Magical Mo says about Ruben Neves at Wolves. Good shout, but I think it'd be too expensive.
You think Ruben Neves would be too expensive?
Yeah, Wolves don't sell cheap. I know we got Jota, but that's because they wanted Hover. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think they would have sold Jota as cheaply if they didn't get Hover. I think they'd want Neves for at least 60-70 million.
Yeah, I mean Neves is good. I mean, yeah, Neves would be the closest like-for-like replacement, I think, for Gini Wijnaldum for sure. He's been a name that's been brought up in the past, but I mean, like you said, I expect in the summer that we'll have another center back, if not two. So I just think when you think about Fabinho coming back into a more midfield role consistently, and you have Thiago and Henderson, Jones is really going to be the fourth guy. And then you have Naby Keita to be your fifth or sixth just because he's never available. So, I think the only other thing that you need is a more creative guy. I don't think you even need the like-for-like for Gini because I think Thiago and Henderson are good enough defensively to fill the void that Wijnaldum would leave open. I think they have the work rate for it too.
Well, if you have a midfield of Thiago, Henderson, and Fabinho next year, you can push Thiago up. Give him more of that freedom. Maybe he can spray the balls a little more, play the balls over the top, play the balls through, like what we saw today. But I mean, I think in the past few years he's been playing more as a 6, even at Munich.
Yeah, but he started off at Bayern as a 10. So they played him as a 10. Barca,
yeah,
sorry.
But I don't know if he's still that player. I don't know. There's a lot of questions to be asked of that still.
Well, I think that
he play more forward today. And I know we're playing kids, but he looked pretty good today. He was around the box a lot.
And he plays more further for Spain. For Spain, he plays further up the pitch. He doesn't play as a 6 in Spain because Busquets plays as the deeper role. So he can do it. It's just that we haven't done it yet.
But yeah, you make a good point about giving Naby the freedom. Unfortunately, we'll never know because he just won't be healthy enough for us to get a look at it.
Steven's a ticking time bomb over there. Just ready to blow about Naby Keita.
I'm with the school. We get rid of both of them. Get rid of Ox and Keita in the summer and buy someone new. Use the money to buy someone who is fit.
I just can't stand it, man. Well, honestly, it's fine. Like, listen, like your body breaks down on you. You can't control that. I get whatever. Like, I get that. Like, it aggravates me more. It's just like is the Keita stands that are just like they just worship the ground he walks on when he hasn't even played a full season yet since he's been here. And it's just like, come on, guys. Like, I know he's really good, but availability is an ability. And if you're never available to be picked, then you're not one of the best midfielders in the league. I'm sorry.
Steven, you already kind of spoke about involving Shaqiri in for the United game. Well, homie, what do you think about starting Shaqiri for that game?
I already tweeted that we should do 4-3-1 before the game. When I said 10 minutes before the game, I tweeted we should be playing 4-2-3-1 with Thiago and Hendo at the base, then Shaqiri behind Firmino, Bobby, and Salah, or one of them in that way. So I think we should be starting Shaqiri. As much as I love Ginny, I would drop him for this Man United game, and I'd play those that way because I think we need something that's more creative. And I think, like as we said before, that I think Thiago can do the Ginny role in terms of like if you look at Thiago's stats last year at Bayern Munich, he had better stats than all midfielders for interceptions, tackles, presses, and blocks. So he can do the Ginny role, and still be offensive and still dictate the game. So I think Thiago and Hendo would be perfect in the two. So I would play. That's how I'd play against United, and so then obviously,
yeah, you would try a formation that we haven't really used too much against in the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, I would. Because I think Thiago makes it. It's different, and I think we've got a week to try it out in training.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if United goes with a McTominay, Fred, and Bruno midfield, then that would play perfectly into our hands. But I think if they played with Pogba in there as well, that might be a little more difficult for Thiago and Henderson. You mainly want to track Bruno, but Pogba has the ability to create on his own as well and spread the field. So
I think United play that way.
What's that?
United are going to play in the counter. There's no way.
You think they're going to go McTominay and Fred?
Yeah, there's no way they're going to come and try and take the game to us. They're going to play in the counter-attack. Their game plan's purely going to be use Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial's pace in the break and get Fernandes playing balls to them. That's what their game plan's going to be.
So Reece Williams cannot play this game. I love the kid, but he cannot play. Do not play him.
No, I think you got to hope that Matip is fit. He's
going to be fit. Mind games.
That one.
Mind games.
Yeah. I'm not running off the kid at 19, but I just don't think he's Liverpool centre back. He's not good enough to play.
I'm not getting ahead of myself, dude. This kid last year was playing in like a super low league or whatever. Like he's been asked to do way too much. When he first came into the team, he did a great job. He's gonna have his ups and downs. I'm not gonna bash the kid. Like he's too young to know if he's gonna be a player for not at us. I mean, the pace you question it, but you can't get that far ahead.
No, but I think we're linked with other kids who are a year older than him, who hold different levels in ability. They can come in. Let's say you had got Botman. Botman's like 3 months older than Reece Williams. But yeah, there's different levels in the different players. I'm not writing off Reece Williams. I think he could be good centre back elsewhere. I don't think in the way we play, he can't play in our system. Period. Because we want our players to play in a high line. And unfortunately for him, I guess he's young still. But he hasn't got positional sense. That goal he conceded today wasn't only just pace, it's positional sense. He didn't have any awareness of where the player was, what was around him, and it was caught out. And I also think it didn't help with him playing next to Nico Williams because also there's no instruction there. And also Fabinho, I still don't think Fabinho's that vocal in terms of telling his other centre-back pairing what's around.
He barely speaks the language.
Yeah, I think yes. I think that doesn't help. I think maybe that goal, Van Dijk said that goal probably didn't happen because he'd been instructing Reece Williams what's around him. But I think then you just saw the positional sense. And yeah, you might learn that later on the line. But I think we've seen it quite a few times where he's been caught out. Saw against Spurs where he was caught out with two of the chances that they should have had where he said it. And I don't want to write the kid. I think he's been really good when he's played, and full credit to him at 19. But I just don't think what Liverpool need, he's got where Liverpool needs to be for centre back Liverpool for Liverpool going forward. You know, I don't think he's got the positional sense or the reading of the game as a massive Fabinho, who were able to counteract the lack of pace with great positional sense and reading of the game. So that's just my feeling of him. You know, to be honest, not write him off and say he's not.
He's still young.
He's
19 years old.
But I just don't think. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't see him being a Liverpool centre back.
Yeah. What did you guys think of Minamino in this game?
Yeah, I was actually about to ask that. A little underwhelming. You know, but again, like the first half was bad for everybody. You know, and then he came off pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean,
he got the assist to Genie.
Yeah. I mean, good assist for Genie. His movement was good. His execution was just a little bit off of his passing. I thought his passing was just a little off.
Well, he just came out of the basement. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. He just saw the light.
Yeah, he just saw the light from off the basement. He's going to go back in the basement now for the next 6 or 8 games. So is Shaqiri. They're going to go back in the basement. I saw some guy tweeted. He said like, Shaqiri got 2 assists. Now back to the basement for the next 5 months. And I thought that's so true.
He changes the game when he comes on. Like he's such a good sub too. That's like. He needs to play way more. Like I understand his defensive limitations, but he's got a gift with his vision.
I loved watching Shaqiri go pass the ball to Thiago passing the ball to Shaqiri. They just both strike the ball so purely and so well. Like their technique is just perfection. So it was great to watch that. But back to Minamino, I read a article recently. I think it was from James Pierce of The Athletic that said maybe one of the reasons why Minamino is not getting in the squad is because of his defensive liabilities. You know, one of the great things of about Firmino is he's one of the best defensive strikers in the world, if not the best defensive striker in the world. And Minamino is just having a really hard time keeping up with that. So I'm wondering if that's maybe why he's not included in the squad oftentimes.
Yeah,
I think so. I think his defensive side, he's not that strong defensively. But I think for tonight, I think like it's hard for Minamino. I think like after not playing for a while since the Palace game, it's very hard for him then to come in and click it off straight away. So I think that also plays a part with him. But I don't think he was the only one. I think like it was difficult for a lot of the forwards in that first half. You know, like there wasn't much service, there wasn't much creativity. It was difficult. So he wasn't the only one that was poor in that first half. And like
you saw in the second half, he started to find that space. And that's when he started linking up with players. He started linking up with Mo. He started and then that's how we get the goal with Genie. You know, he passed it back to Genie.
Thiago, man. Thiago effect.
It's Thiago.
What's Magical Mo talking about? I blocked him.
Yeah, you blocked
Magical Mo. Yeah, what's your I don't
Magical Mo. It's Magical Mo.
What's your Avi?
That's literally it. That's literally
looks exactly like that.
I'm blocking, mate. I didn't realize I blocked you.
So harsh. That's hilarious. Who do you guys have for man of the match?
Oof.
It's simple. It's Thiago. To be honest.
Yeah.
I think like you look at all the goals we had. He was involved in practically most of them. His passes. Like that pass to Shaqiri, no one else sees that pass except maybe Naby Keita. That defensive pass, no one else sees it.
He did a no-look pass. He's looking to the right.
Yeah,
but even still, I think Keita, I see Keita do similar passes like that. Not no look away, but he's done similar passes where he split the ball through the people. But Thiago's the only one who pulls that pass off, and he was everywhere running. You know, like the way one thing about Thiago is like his space. He can be one side of the pitch. Then you see him gradually run to the other side to orchestrate it on the other side. And he's always telling people where to pass the ball, saying pass there, this, like, he's just, I think he was a best chest hair of the pitch today.
Dude, you're getting smoked right now in the chat.
Right, man. You think she's better than all? What the hell?
That's too funny. Well, anything else you guys want to touch on before we wrap it up? Not much happened other than a lot of frustrations with the first half.
Yeah, I mean, nothing much. I mean, it was just it's a game of two halves again. You know, it's just I think they had a hard time getting up for this match. It's under 23s. You know, so when we got our asses kicked in the first half and it was 1-1, then they came out and they delivered. So get some rest now. Get ready for United.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that pretty much wraps up this episode. We appreciate all you guys tuning in. On to the next round, on to the fourth round of the FA Cup. Massive game next week for the top of the table, Manchester United. I really, really hope I can't take all of the banter that's going to happen if we lose that game. Please, God, I hope we get the W. But everyone tuning in, we really appreciate you guys. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Seriously, if you haven't done it yet, like, come on.
Who are you?
Hit that button. Seriously. Come on. We appreciate you guys, though. We'll be back for the pre-match reactions pre-match predictions, for Manchester United sometime later in the week. But otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Up the Reds.
I will keep it clean. And I've been blotchy Magical Mo.